Hello, I'm Mrs. Lipe, and I'm going to read Chapter 24, A Real Bear. Fast Runner. That is the name of one of the heroes in the old time tales that Grandma Kateri told me. His feet fly as he outdistances all those who would destroy him and catches up to those who would escape him. Just staying ahead of the one who is after my blood is enough for me right now. I don't need to look back. I can hear him behind me. He's breathing hard, cursing like a human one moment and snarling like a wild creature the next. The fact that the trail is rough and twisting is helping me, but not as much as I'd hoped. As if I actually had that much of a plan when I started this. I'm not really climbing as fast as I can. I want him to stay close, not give up, and then head back to finish off Mr. Osgood. But I don't want him to get close enough to grab me. The trail is going to get wider soon and level out more as it enters a small stretch of forest, hemlocks, birch trees, and a few maples. I hear him stumble behind me and fall back. I can't let him stop. I turn and look down at him. He's less than a stone's throw below. His shirt tore open against the rough edge of the cliff as he fell. Blood is trickling down his cheek from the place where my stone hit. I risk goading him on. Nayagawala, I call back at the Bearwalker. Monster bear? Huh? You're not a bear. You are a woodchuck. He surges up from his knees after me. I wait for a heartbeat, and then I turn and climb faster, up and up. As I circle a broad shoulder of the mountain, I risk another glance back over my shoulders. I don't see him following, but I can hear the rattle of stones being dislodged by his heavy boots as he continues to climb. He's no more than 50 yards behind me. I step onto a shelf where enough earth has been cupped by the mountain for larger trees to grow. The way is wider now, though, through the stretch of forest. I sprint forward, but only for a few steps before I stumble and barely right myself. Whatever energy I got from the power bar I ate and the adrenaline that has been surging through me has almost worn me out. My knees are shaking as I rest my hands on them. The sun is already 3 hands high. I've been running all through the night and well into the morning. I'm not sure how much longer I can keep going, and I'm not sure how this race of mine is going to end. I have to stop. I can't stop. I force my legs to move, stumble forward, but I don't get far. As I start past a huge hemlock, something growls, leaps out, grabs at my legs, and knocks me into a roll that ends me flat on my back. A black furred shape the size of a dog is rocking back and forth on its legs, its mouth open as if it's laughing at me. It's one of the two bear cubs. This is crazy. Wild bears aren't just supposed to behave like this. Does it think I'm its brother now? Hum. The little bear moans and rocks back and forth in front of me, raising up its hind legs and waving its front paws at me. Come on, let's play. It's so cute that I almost forget where I am for a second. Whomp! Yep! A huge boot kicks the bear cub aside. It squeals in a high, loud voice as it lands and then lies there, curls up and cries like a little baby. I don't think it's badly hurt. Bear cubs are tough. I sit up and stare coldly at the one who did this. I'm not afraid now. I can feel a red rage growing, and I know now that it's not just in my mind. I've got you now, you little squirt. His deep voice snarls. The burly human whose mind is so twisted that he thinks himself as powerful as an evil creature out of an old story leers at me. He's holding his knife in one hand and the other hand reaching towards me. His eyes are narrowed as he takes a slow step. The grisly necklace on torn out bear claws rattles around his chest. You have nothing, I say, except for her. Time to meet a real bear. I'm not sure he hears those last words of mine because the mother bear's angry charge hits him just then. He's hurled down and to the side. He's struck so hard by her 400 pounds of muscle and bone and infuriated teeth and claws that his knife flies out of his hand. There's nothing more dangerous than a mother bear defending her cubs. Jason Jones screams. His voice is no longer deep and threatening. He's not a figure of fear, a bear walker. He's just a human being who has discovered at last how much less power he has than the natural world. Like most of those who seek to harm the weak, he's a coward at heart. His terrified voice is calling for help now over the growls of the mother bear, who is determined to make certain he will never kick one of her children again. There is pity in my heart for him at this moment. I also know there's nothing I can do except this: stand up slowly and back away. By the time I reach the place where the trail dives down the rocky slope, the screaming has ended.